Hello everyone. I think I'm live now. um First of all, I just want to say I've been MIA simply because I've been trying to curve uh burnout, especially with this Mercury and Pisces energy. If you guys have been severely affected by this energy, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I am going to be talking a bit more about what this energy is. Mercury retrograde. I know everyone gets scared and gets in their chaotic modes as soon as like we recognize that it's in retrograde, but a lot of the time we don't really know what even a retrograde is. So we don't really know how it's eventually going to start playing out. um but I'm hoping today that I'll be able to go through and help you guys understand a bit more about what's going on. So let me know who's in the chat whilst I'm just setting up. How you guys doing? How have you guys been finding this energy? I'm sure you definitely felt when Venus went into Aries. Anyone who had crazy unnecessary arguments with their partners, baby mother, baby father, all that kind of stuff, just random, didn't make no sense, felt like there was a timeline split. All of that. Yeah, I definitely experienced a lot of that too. Definitely very confusing. And this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of glad that I am an astrologer, because had I not been, a lot of the things that does take place, I'll probably be very lost and very confused like a lot of you guys. But I'm grateful that I can kind of make a bit more sense of, out of these energies. So anyone who's coming into the live, make sure you click a like on the video. It will help to just boost up the algorithms a little bit. Let me know who's in here. Can't see who's in here. Show some love before I get into the energies. I know I haven't really done a bit of an update for a while because I've been trying to do the astrology series. Don't worry guys, I will complete that series. It's just very difficult with me having to film and edit and do everything else that I'm trying to do. As you guys know, I do run a business at the same time. um so if any of you guys do know do video editing and can help a sister out, so I can literally film, send it to you, you can edit and it can upload and I can get all this information out, that I would really appreciate that, because it's getting intense now. So before I get into the content, I did want to mention this as well. Part of the reason why I've been away is I've been working really hard on the True Self project. And if you haven't seen the advertisements for that, head over to my new website, www.trueselfproject.co.uk. That's trueselfproject.co.uk, and I will be doing an amazing women's spa retreat, and it will be here in the UK in Buckinghamshire, in a beautiful De Vere Latimer Escape venue. Let me tell you something, guys. I've been at this venue about 5 times for a retreat for other women, with other women. The best night's sleep you could ever get, I always get there. Like, I'm always excited to go there. They've got like a beautiful lake, open space, sauna, steam room, jacuzzi, all that kind of stuff. So everything to make you feel like you can fully indulge in yourself. But obviously we're going to be doing a lot of stuff to do with inner healing, inner discovery, personal discovery, self-discovery, and also personal development. But we'll also be dealing with a lot of business stuff. And this year in particularly, I really want to inspire especially women. I should have put this on mute. Especially women to begin to step into their entrepreneurial side. It's funny because I was looking at the statistics for there we go, do not disturb. Oh, there we go. I was looking at the statistics for the UK and entrepreneurship, and yeah, it's really dwindling, and there's a lot of fears attached to entrepreneurship being a woman, because you almost expect men to be able to be in those roles. But we can break a lot of those stereotypes and molds that's already there. And literally, I keep saying, you can start a business without no upfront fee. You don't need to pay anything. You can start a whole clothing line without no upfront fee. Sorry, I can't speak today. So if you are looking to be starting a business, or if you have a business already, this event is more going to be geared towards authenticity and inspiring authenticity, especially in brands, because one of my biggest pet peeves is just this unrealistic branding spree we've got going on. You know, you've got the inspirational guru, but you're on universal credit and benefits. You've got the money magnet, same thing. You know, you're still struggling to actually manage your money, but you know, you're going up to other people and saying, you know, I can do this. And you know what? It's all good. My thing is, let's be honest about what we can do and market ourselves more honestly, so that honestly, because at the end of the day, if people love you, they will love your business. You don't need to sell yourself, you know, to be something else. And mainly the reason why a lot of people sell themselves in this way, it's because they don't really know who they are. They don't really know who their true self is. So, you know, this is an opportunity to be able to explore who you are as a woman. It's going to be focused on the 7 divine archetypes, divine feminine archetypes. So we're going to be going really deep and looking into a lot of stereotypes connected to those archetypes, and looking at why we even cling on to, and why we're stuck in some of these archetypes as well. So definitely take a look at the website. Again, it's www.trueselfproject.co.uk to get more information, and know that there's the early bird tickets are already on release right now. They won't be up for very much longer, but definitely take a check at that. So let's get in. Right, so Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Well, first let's talk about Mercury retrograde, because Mercury the place. Mercury is all what Mercury retrograde is that it can, from the position of the earth, or from where we are standing right now, it can appear, or it can look like Mercury is going backwards when it's not. It's still in orbit, but because of where our positioning, it will look like everything's just getting confused and nothing is moving as smoothly as we would expect for it to be able to move. So, you know, because we like things simple. We like things to be able to, and that's what Mercury is all about. It's all about things being able to move from one place to another. It does also represent transport as well, so that's where a lot of that element will come through. So, you know, like Mercury allows things to be able to run smoothly. When Mercury retrograde often comes, this is where we can often get a lot of problems with regards to technology. And oh my gosh, we had a power cut, and from like 1 o'clock in the afternoon till like 12 o'clock in the morning, and it was because someone had cut the wire. Really silly, but these are the types of things that can happen within Mercury retrograde. But as much as there are a lot of the physical things, you know, be careful with your contracts, and I will kind of go into why, like a lot of people say don't sign contracts, don't do this, and really it's only depending on where Pisces is in your chart, where it's falling in your chart, where it's transiting in your chart. That will determine, okay, you're the person that needs to not actually be doing any contracts right now, because things may not be clear. You know, you might need to wait for things to just, you know, settle a little bit. But yeah, so there's all of those typical things, but it's more so with Mercury representing the mind, or the astral realm, or the mental realm, and with it going backwards, it's really turning our perception inside. And that's what retrogrades actually do. It's literally just changing your or forcing you to change your perception. So where you may be, and those who are more extroverted in their personality, you would probably struggle with retrogrades more, because what it's doing is it's forcing you to go inside and review, relook, like all of the re's, like everything is connected to Mercury retrograde, or retrograde in particular, but specifically Mercury retrograde. So, reviewing the past, this is what Pisces can often bring up as well. So I'm going to go into a lot of deeper in I'm going to go deeper into that in shortly, but I wanted to make sure that I kind of touched on some points with Mercury retrograde. Bear with me one moment. Let me catch up with my notes. Yeah, so with Mercury retrograde, this is a time. See, I've been struggling at the moment that Mercury went into its shadow, because Mercury retrograde can last overall probably about 7 weeks, including the shadow periods either side of the retrograde, which is only like 3 weeks. But either side of those retrograde, there's shadow periods, which are still times of concern, which are still going to be influenced by this whole retrograde energy. But this is where you might find it difficult to know what to say, or to be able to express yourself. And really, with all of this Pisces energy, there's a lot of stuff that is coming up from the unconscious that you may not be aware of the source. You're just feeling it all, and you're getting lost in the feelings of it all. And this is why it's important to really be grounded in this time, because Mercury in Pisces is a full position. It's not exactly it's not an ideal position for Mercury to be able to be in. So you're gonna have to do a lot more to make sure that you can stay grounded. So it's almost like things become really really unfair again, because it's like, when we as humans, we like everything to be able to move forward, move as we intend it to move. Bear with me, I live on a main road. We want things to be able to move smoothly, but then what Mercury comes and does, it comes and it's like, okay, I'm going on a retrograde, which is going to cause everything to slow down. So don't you think you should actually slow down too? Don't you think you should take time to rest? Don't you think you should take time to review this or review that and look over this? Because you may have actually been on a train of thought, or assuming certain things on a particular direction, but it could have been something else. Keisha says, this is so true. I'm currently questioning my morals. Oh, where's your comment gone? I'm currently questioning my morals, belief systems, and relationships. Definitely going to take the grounding tip. Yeah, this is where and talking about relationships, I've been in, and I've titled this video the fragmented pieces. And oftentimes Pisces can reveal a lot of the unconscious wounds that we have. And with this Pisces transiting on my 6th house, I've recognized my role that I've played in my own friendships and my own relationships, people that I genuinely loved, and looking to see if I had caused any wounds, or if I had any type of misunderstanding. Did I was it just a wrong time for everything to take place, so our perceptions of how we would perceive a situation in that time would be a certain way. And yeah, especially with Mercury retrograde, there's a lot of people from the past that can come up. Now, it's your choice. Like, if someone comes up, it doesn't mean to say that you're obliged to have to engage with them, and you're obliged to have to reinstate a relationship with them. But the opportunity arises where you can actually just evaluate a situation for what it is, and see, okay, like, did this needs to happen this way? What can I learn about this situation? What can I learn about myself through this person? Whether I did something or whether they did something, what can I actually learn? What can I take from this situation? So yeah, with there's a lot of, this is a major time of reflection. So Mercury is just forcing you to just take a moment to really be self-aware. Take some moment to be aware of your own thoughts, aware of your own unconscious, and this is another thing that's been coming up as well, your own unconscious language. Because say for example, you may attract a particular type of person, or a particular type of friend, a particular type of partner, a particular type of job, a particular type of experience. You may be attracting all of these things, but what is it that's actually what is the unconscious language that is allowing the space for that to manifest? Because a lot of the time we don't realize that it's our own thoughts, unconscious thoughts, that is manifesting our whole reality. And this is why I talk about self accountability so much, and self awareness, because the moment you become aware of the unconscious cycles that are going on inside of your brain, inside of your head, you can this is where you can begin to change and transform what's actually taking place, because you're now in control. You're now aware. Awareness is the catalyst to control. You know, this is essentially what consciousness is supposed to be, but we've made it something else. Consciousness is literally just being aware. So learning to be aware in moments, learning to be aware of your thoughts, how your thoughts run, how, and I had I've got another video that I'm uploading. I've recorded it, I just still need to upload it, but it was to do with emotional intelligence, because I was dealing with some very intense emotional pain over the last few weeks, and I had to learn how to be able to purge it without allowing it to stick to me. Like, there is a time to allow yourself to feel and experience everything that you're feeling, you know. So if you're feeling pain, if you're feeling hurt, okay, why are you hurt? What is you know, exploring how this situation even came to be in the first place. Okay, have time to do that. But also it's about not getting stuck in those moments, because you know, we can be stuck in the moment of, oh my gosh, this is happening to me, oh my gosh, why is my life like this, oh my gosh, why does this always have to be happening to me, why do I have to keep meeting these people, and da 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 da. Okay, well, what are you going to do about it? You don't have to allow life to keep happening to you. You have a choice to be a co-creator and co-collaborator of your own experience, your own reality. Like, don't leave it to the universe or to God or to the ancestors or to this person and that person. You take control of your own life. If you're not in control of your own life, then you can't really be upset or concerned or frustrated about anything that happens to you, because you've relinquished your right to be able to control your life, right? So Mish says my husband is a Pisces. Oh yeah, my partner's a Pisces as well, so this has been a very interesting period for the both of us, and it's interesting, especially with sorry, bear with me, I'm getting another cold. Especially when it comes to, like, I always pay attention to Pisces. My son is also a Pisces as well. Pisces, they are always I always pay attention to them as a demonstration of the energies that's actually happening around them, that's happening in the astrals, because it just comes out in their behavior automatically, and they don't often really know. Like, they're very susceptible, you know the word that I'm trying to say, I'm not even going to try and get that right, to spiritual energies, external energies. And so this is another reason why grounding is extremely important, because you don't want to allow external energies to just be riding you just for the sake of riding you, you know. Like, you want to be able to be like, okay, I see this energy, I can choose to engage in this flow, and this is my intention of how to be able to engage in this energy and this flow. So I'm going to do this rather than allow the energy to take you and start going with these extremes, because that's essentially what another thing that Pisces represents. Pisces can have these very crazy extremes that just come out of nowhere. But again, it's because it needs to ground. And that's the opposite of Pisces, which is it's Virgo. Um, so Keisha says, does this deal with sovereignty as well? What do you mean by dealing with sovereignty? Well, yeah, I guess a lot of this can be dealing with sovereignty, because this is a time to reclaim self and all the parts of self, all of the fragmented pieces of yourself. And the reason why, like, we're getting, and I mentioned about this kind of dissonance in our personal brandings that's coming out now, and it's going to get worse the closer that we get to Pluto and Aquarius. So, but I think that what's happening is that there are okay, there's an aspect of you that may behave like this way, so you automatically assume you're that, but then you're such a multifaceted being, and this is what this time is gonna begin to push to the surface. I'm almost feeling the same kind of energy what I felt last year with Mercury retrograde in Pisces, because I did say, and especially around that time, it was Jupiter retrograde, and Jupiter's about to go retrograde again, which is going to be interesting. But I feel like, yeah, people are beginning to discover or explore this their true selves, but in all of the different aspects of it. But because they haven't because the ideal of who they think they are, they're still attached to that idea. It's hard for them to be able to flow and actually be like, okay, well, I'm still like this and I'm still like this, and these are still very strong aspects of myself. And this is actually something that this is why I'm doing the True Self project, because even looking at the example of the seven feminine archetypes. So you may be the huntress. You may be a huntress, but be a lover at the same time, and then also have qualities of a mother. That you don't have to be one archetype. You are a mixture of them all. So, okay, so how do you find a way to merge all of these archetypes so that they are actually the most healthiest displays of that archetype, right? Yeah, it is an ego battle. It is an ego battle, and this is the enemy. The enemy is you right now, because with Pisces, there can be this very self-sacrificing, victimizing type energy. So you can literally feel victim to the process that's going on right now. But it's like, okay, this is actually meant, this is you. Why are you feeling like a victim? Like, this has been all the different aspects of yourself, but you haven't allowed yourself to actually be like, yeah, that's me. Like, that is me. Let me claim that. So essentially, yeah, it is sovereignty. This is a point, and this is a time where you need to begin to claim these parts, because if you don't, someone will. And there's many layers to when I say someone will. Whether it's, okay, even the personalities that you see yourself as, they're also attached to purposes. They're also attached to manifestations. They're also attached to ideas. They're attached to businesses. They're attached to projects. So with you not being able to reclaim that, these are the projects, the ideas, all of these different things are still things that are actually swirling around in the astrals. It's not really yours. You take it out the astral and you're like, okay, that's mine. Because how many times have you been in a position where you've got an idea and someone else has gone and done the same idea that you thought, and you was like, yeah, that's the most unique idea ever. Like, listen, I'm a pioneer, I'm an innovator. But someone else already took it, because you didn't choose to claim it and embody it. So someone did, right? And essentially, this is what this is about. Are you going to claim all aspects of yourself? Are you going to claim your purpose? Are you going to claim what you're meant to be doing? because a lot of the I keep saying this is a year where dreams are no longer a figment of your imagination. They're no longer dreams. They're no longer in your mind. They're no longer in the astrals. This is when we begin to physically manifest them in real life. It's right in front of you. You can now see how this is going to happen. You can see how you're going to, create this business and get to this place that you want to get to. It's right there. Like, we don't even have to, like, you don't even have to be like, oh, have hope, have faith. No, it's there. All you have to do is walk into it. So Keisha says, yes, girl, I've been looking at my thoughts on an external level and I'm just like, let me live my legend. Yes, girl, it's time. Like, and a lot of the time we see aspects of ourselves, or we do see the better aspects of ourselves, or what we're meant to be, our future selves and stuff. But sometimes we don't even believe that we could even attain that. That's me. That's what I'm supposed to be doing. How could I ever do that? How could I ever impact this amount of people? How could I ever be able to share my story and, people actually understand what I'm trying to say? These are actually things that I struggle with. But I've had to literally come to a place where I'd be like, no. Like, I have to see the worth that everyone else is seeing in me. Like, everyone can be like, yeah, you're an amazing reader. You're amazing at this. You're an amazing singer. You're an amazing musician. You're an amazing producer. You're an amazing speaker. But then if I can't see that in myself, I haven't claimed myself. Someone else can. And then someone else, not only, again, it's that whole thing of relinquishing your right to actually control your life and make choices in everyday thing. This is again someone else controlling your algorithms. If you're not in control of your algorithm, someone else is. Like, if I'm not intentionally being like, okay, this is what I want to attract. Like, even today I was in the I do this thing in the shower where I charge the water before I go into the shower or the bath. I always charge the water with the intention of what I want to step in and embody, because water is programmable. Water holds memory. This is why the moon, or your moon sign, would be representative of memories, or almost like your Akashic records, your history of memories, because it relates to water. So what was I saying? I've lost my whole track of thought. Let me see if I can find myself. Baby brain. What was I saying? I've lost my train of thought. Hopefully someone can message back and I can catch myself from where I was. But no. You are literally you have to be able to see that you are who you know you're to be. Like, don't allow, like, this is a time where you're going to be getting certain things about yourself, like you are meant to be doing this, you're meant to be doing that. Listen, definitely pay attention to your dreams in this time as well. You're going to be getting a lot of dreams that will be coming up as well. But yeah, it's don't disconnect from the dream. Do not I was speaking about charging water. Right. So yeah, I was so I step into the water and no, but why was I saying that? I was trying to get to an actual point. I think I was talking about manifestation. And you can do this in every moment as well, because, like, you don't have to be doing rituals. You don't need a crystal. You don't need, like, any of the stuff that a lot of you are spending how much amount of money to be getting to feel like, oh, I can actually do some magic. I can actually manifest something. Your biggest manifestation tool is your brain, the power of the mind, visualizations. So when I go into the shower, I'm imagining the water activate parts of me that are already there, because it's all it is memory. Even a lot of the so even as a child, and this is why your natal chart and astrology will definitely help you out, because as a child, I'm a South Node Leo. As a child, I've always seen and I'm also Leo in the 10th house. But I've always seen myself to be this specific person, whether it's a performer, whether it's a speaker, someone who's just a very inspirational personality. But as a child, I was very aspects of that was hidden, or was forced to be hidden, or forced to be suppressed. But this is still a very still a prevalent memory, or not even it is a memory, because it's a south node. It is the south of the moon, so it is a past life kind of memory that's bleeding through, that I naturally resonate with, and I'm like, okay, I've done this before. And remember, I've said it, for those of you who was in the Prison of the Moon webinar, I said to you that your rising sign will determine whether or not you live that life again. But we'll go into that at another time. I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place. But again, this is another aspect of Mercury in Pisces. Listen, let me tell you from now. If you think that you're going to be extremely focused, extremely, like things just move, like this is a time to just flow. This is a time, artists, creatives, this is the most beautiful time for you. I've literally been I haven't been doing music for a little bit, but as soon as Mercury went into Pisces, I literally was like, right, I need to book a studio session. I need to just sit on the piano. I just need to allow my heart to release. And I've been in a very, very interesting creative time, and again, this is happening on my 5th house, so a lot of that is going to come to the surface. But yeah, this is a time where you're gonna have to learn to adapt to your mental flow. It may not flow how you want it to, but it's just flowing. So pay attention to that flow. Pay attention to the unconscious. Just sit down. Meditation is a brilliant time, a brilliant thing to be doing right now. Just sitting down and just being. And I've struggled a lot with this, because this energy is really sextile my natal Mars. So I'm literally feeling very, even though I know I need to rest, I'm still very agitated, and I haven't struggled with insomnia for a while, a good few years now. But this week I've been struggling with insomnia, because there's that conflict. Like, I know I need to rest, but something's in me just like, oh, I need to go. So I'm dealing with that conflict in myself. So yeah, so this is time to adjust our self-limiting thoughts, and also the thoughts that you avoid. Again, this is a lot of the suppressed things. And there's 9 people in this chat at the moment. If you can put a like on the video as well, it will also help with the algorithms. But yeah, so avoiding thoughts, like Pisces is an incredible escapist. Incredible. It can escape conversations. It can escape, like, you will never, like, and this is Pisces is also secrets as well. So you may not reveal the fullness of what you're feeling, but this is a time where you need to, because this is a time of healing. And let me tell you right now, if you've been feeling like, okay, I need to cry, I need to purge, this is a time to do it. This is a time, especially before we get into Aries season. Cry, rest, do everything you need to do before the sun goes into Aries, because I'm telling you, we're moving into a different shift. Next month is 2020. We haven't started 2020 yet. This is why it's starting to get a bit more interesting the more that we move towards March. But if you don't clear this, and remember the end of this month, we've got a leap day. It's a leap year this year. So there's a lot of dramatic shifts, and you need to be able to clear up this side of the shift so that you can move into that side. You don't want to be stuck in limbo. You don't want to be stuck in this in-between realm of not knowing, like knowing that there's a shift taking place, but you're not prepared to be able to go in that shift because you've got so much baggage. There's so much shit that you're still anchored to, that you're not light enough to be able to move into this new reality, this new experience, this new dimension, this new horizon. Is incredibly important. This energy is no joke. Moon says, thank you for this message. It's definitely needed. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. Like this is just something that needs to be, we need to get now. We really, really need to get. Because it can, again, there's two sides to every energy. It can go very badly, very quickly, but it doesn't have to. And that's the thing, like, it doesn't have to. And even if it does, your perception of how you see that, like, my perception has been has changed so much. And I'm so grateful for it, because I was the type of person where as soon as a bad thing happened or someone said something bad or whatever, that's it. I'm tumbling down some dark depression hole, and I don't know when I'll be able to get out. But now it's like, wow, perspective is everything. You know, you don't have, like, it's and this is you're gonna need that in this energy specifically, because a lot of delusion can take place. Listen, let me tell you what I did. Oh my god. This energy is no joke, you know. I convinced myself that I had a lump on my breast, and that I literally went through the whole thing of, right, I can't tell my family, like, what's gonna happen to my child, what's gonna my funeral, da, 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 da. Like, why the hell, how did I get there, and why the frig am I there, like, why? And the thing is, it was actually a boil. It wasn't, I did actually have a lump there, but I didn't actually check to see, oh, is this actually an internal lump? Is this actually, you know, cancer or what you actually think it is? No, it's a boil. But because you're allowing yourself to just go off in your emotions and your assumptions of what you feel was taking place in this energy, like, this is what I mean. It's hard to really pin things down. Pisces isn't meant to be pinned down. It's just meant to be experienced. It's mutable. You're just meant to be. You're just meant to, you're not really meant to make sense of it. It's not meant to make sense. It's not Virgo. It's Pisces, right? So, what else did I want to say? Yeah. You definitely want to pay attention to the short-term moves that you're going to be making as well. Like, in the next, I say, what do you want your next 6 months to be like? And really craft that out. Like, actually be intentional. My nose. Really be intentional about how you want this to flow. Like, what do you want February to be like? What do you want March to be like? What do you want I don't even know where we are. April to be like. What do you want May to be like? And actually be specific. Like, I know that I'm launching this event in December, so leading up to December, I'm going to have to construct each month of what I want each month to be. Like, actually be intentional about what you want to create. Like, how do you want your year to go? Or are you just going to allow the year to happen to you and then just be like, oh my gosh, that was a shit year? Well, of course. What did you do to take control of it? You know, Keisha says, I like how it allows for different expressions of the self. Yes, it does. You know, and you need to be able to have that. I think society, this is what is actually creating so much mental health conditions, because it's not giving that space for flow. And as a Gemini, I get that, because it's like, I'm like, even this whole professional thing, like, I actually make it, sorry if I'm sniffing a lot, guys, I really apologize. I try to make a point not to, as much as like, this is what you see is what you get. Like, this is just me every day. Like, I'm not trying to be anything else but myself. But I find that, you know, you get put in this box, especially when you have a business, or when you have a public platform or anything like that. People have this expectation of how you're meant to behave, what you're meant to say, what you're meant to do. And I'm actually trying to make like a conscious effort to make sure that I break certain things every now and again, because I'm not holding myself in some illusion of some box of profession. What the hell is that? Like, so what? Because I'm professional, I can't swear, I can't say fuck you. Like, I saw something today that really pissed me off because, you know, there was some girl that was gaslighting on another girl's profile, and then the girl who was gaslighting decided to turn around and be like, oh well, love and light to you. I was like, bitch, like, I hate that shit, because it's like this whole illusion of light worker, you know, you have to be all love and light, you know, like, I love you anyway. No, you don't. Shut your mouth. Like, I don't want to hear this shit. Like, actually be honest about what you're doing, what how you feel. Like, you don't like me, I don't like you, and that's okay. It's okay. I don't have to, you know, be smiling up in your face because I have a business now and start sucking your ass because of what? What, I'm a public figure. No, I'm still a very real human being, and I'm just an ordinary person, just like everyone else, and that's how I want it to be. I don't want to be on some extra hierarchy. You know, you put me on this pedestal, and then you're so then when I do anything, like if anything happens that, you know, expresses a bit of my humanity, you're gonna be like, oh, but she's up there. No, I'm not. I'm a human being just like everyone else. I make mistakes like everyone else. You know, it is what it is. You know, allow those states too. Like, allow those things. That's actually why I make a conscious effort to just like, because I get a lot of people will be like, oh, you know, I think you may need to maybe not swear on your channel. You know, maybe tone down some of your opinions, you know, on your profile, you know. No, like, this is me. Like, if you don't actually like me for me, then you are not in my resonation field. That's okay. I don't have to be that. Like, not everyone has to like me, and I'm so grateful that I went through that journey prior to me going onto YouTube, because had I not, this would have been a very interesting journey. Some of you guys saw what happened to me a few months ago. Like, I really didn't understand. Like, I've just come onto YouTube, and there's people with fuckeries, and I'm like, how? Like, I don't understand. But it is the way it is. It just is the way it is. And that situation taught me a lot about myself. It taught me that I grew so much, because that kind of situation would have triggered me so much. And the first time it did happen, it really did hurt me. Um the first time they all kind of blew up, it did hurt me. But now it's like, I'm so grateful for it, because I'm like, wow, like, I know how easy it is for me to get to very dark and depressing places. Keisha says, how has your YouTube journey changes? How has your YouTube journey changes over the month and the years? I think you're saying, how has your YouTube journey kind of changed been over the months and the years? Well, okay, so I came onto YouTube last year, April. But I mean, I haven't. This isn't the first time I've been in the public eye. For those of you who are just getting to know me now, I was an artist. I've only just come through a rebrand in 2016. But I started the whole. I emerged as an artist in 2013. Did my EP in 2015. And I feel like it's almost like my life has been split in three different sections, because it's like I don't recognize myself at certain sections. It's always been an element of growth, but it's like I knowing, like, back in 2013, I realized that, yeah, like I was trying to be something that I was not. Really, what I was doing was I wanted to be liked. I had this deep thing to be liked and to be appreciated. um and what I realized is that I was trying to mold myself into this box of what I knew would be appreciated and would be loved. So it took me a while to really sit down and be like, that's not authentic. And this is part of what really triggered my journey out of Christianity, because I was finally, like, allowing myself to face things that I would have never allowed myself to face. And this is another element of Mercury retrograde, like really facing the stuff that you may not allow yourself to face very often. So I feel like where I am right now, um I couldn't have been in a better place, because I know that now, like, especially with me building my platform, now I know that, okay, I'm building it with the right intentions, with the right reasons, the right motivations, and there's nothing else but good that can come from that. And I'm glad that I did it. I'm so glad that YouTube was a later journey for me, because it could have been so it could have been so damaging. And one of the things that I recognize is that, like, YouTube is dangerous, because it's like it doesn't really give, especially with people who, or the watchers and the supporters and the subscribers, there isn't often that space given, um for you to actually go through your evolution and your journey as a normal person too. Like, I'm really kind of confused and irritated at, like, the way that even people have come after Osset, Lucid Living TV, um because I'm like, okay, she has her hair's not yours, so why is it any of your business what she does with her hair? Like, and now you're going to judge her based on what she's done to her hair, and say, okay, well, she's not really authentic and she's not really like, who the hell are you guys? Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. BU says that's a natural part of growth. We all go through similar journeys in terms of needing to be liked and accepted before realizing the importance of being our authentic selves. Yeah, this is the thing. You yourself, you as your true self, you're beautiful just as you are. You're powerful just as you are. You don't have to be able to take on anything else to make you any better. You are great just as yourself, but you have to learn how to just go in self and just discover, oh, what is this greatness? Because the greatness isn't external from yourself, it's inside of you. So this is why self-discovery is so important. Keisha said, found you through our sets channel, love the content. Oh, bless you, my lovely. Yeah, I mean, it's weird, because a lot of you guys did find me through Offset, and I'm really appreciative that she was able to give me the platform to be able to do that. But it's just weird. If it's something that I really noticed with the YouTube community, and not just YouTube, just social media in general, and just how it doesn't allow people the space to grow. Like, and I'm not even a big person on YouTube yet, like, but if I was to do something really random, like to my hair or something, or, you know, start wearing like really sexy bondage type stuff, okay, oh, what people are gonna say, like, okay, you're going through a midlife crisis. No, this might be an element of who I've always been, but I felt like I had to hide myself and shield myself, because everyone expected me to be dressing like a conservative mother. You know? And this is actually my struggle. I'm Venus and Mercury and Taurus, so as much I actually feel like who I am is a bit more sexually free. Like, it's a bit more, you know, like, shows a bit of cleavage. Not too much, still classy. But just expressing more of that whole natural sexuality, divine feminine type. Like, that's me. But because of my growing up, I had a lot more masculine elements to myself, which is why a lot of people would be like, you know, you're really tomboy. I had a lot of people, when I cut my hair, actually thought that I was actually lesbian. Like, it was crazy. People actually thought I left church because I wanted to be a lesbian. That's funny. And that's another element of what I'm talking about. Like, the assumptions that people make is actually really wild. And it's like, it's actually much more simple. Like, with Offset taking out her locks, you know, it doesn't have to be anything deeper than it is. She just wanted to change. She felt like she wanted to change. Why could it not be that? Why does it have to be something else? Why does it have to be something like really deep and really like I just don't get it sometimes. I really don't. Logical Mermaid says, yes, that was my journey as well. Rebranding is not easy, but sometimes necessary for growth. Listen, let me tell you something, girl. Like, it's so crazy. Some of you guys know my story with like the whole mental health thing, and obviously me having a baby straight after and stuff. So I started Soul Reconnection in 2016, like I mentioned earlier. 2017 in April. So I started Soul Reconnection December 2016. By April 2017, this is when I'm at a peak at my life, and somehow been sectioned by the mental health service for 7 weeks, and a whole bag of craziness happened. Lose my home, lose everything in my home, everything I've ever owned. Imagine, like, at the time I was 27. So that's 27 years of things that you've accumulated over your life. Sentimental things. I'm Venus and Mercury and Taurus. I have a really strong connection to like sentimental items because they just mean something, you know. All of that gone. All of my books. I was writing books. Books. Like, there was one book in particular that I was writing called The Rediscovery of the Alchemist Within, and this was literally of me just channeling information. I didn't even know where the hell this was coming from. I was like, wow. I was decoding numbers, decoding every symbol, letters, like everything was a symbol, everything was a language, and I was like literally decoding everything, and it was just like, wow, okay. But then all of that gone. So now I'm forced to reset even all of my spiritual equipment, all of the stuff that I bought. In fact, this is actually what forced me to learn how to be able to manifest without tools, because I had none. I had no tarot cards, I had no oracle cards, I had no crystals, I had no sage, I had no Palo Santo, I had no lodestones, I had no nothing, right? I had nothing, and I had to learn to be, oh god, this is definitely my Saturn return on the third house. Right? I had nothing, and I had to learn how to operate with nothing. Even now, we're at, like, literally in the last 2 years, everything you see, even in my home, everything I have right now is everything that I've accumulated over the last 2 years. Pretty proud of myself because I still don't have everything, but you know what? I'm proud and I'm so happy that I'm in this place in my life, because I said this yesterday. I said that when it comes to, like, I could have held myself to that moment and been like, that was the, like, everything's been taken away from me, and now it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault, it's that person's fault, and I had no part of it, which is still it's still valid. Okay, that is the reality. But I can choose to remove my attachment to that and just be like, okay, this is an opportunity to create something fresh with new energy, new clarity. And had I not gone through this transition, I would have not, oh my God, this what you see here would not be here, because it wouldn't be as solidified as even the weight, the fire that I come with. Oh, that comes because I know. It comes because I've been through some fires and I've had to fight some battles in real time. So it's like, okay, it's here now. Like that's what needed to be uncovered through this journey. So I'm grateful that even though it was the most whew, crazy experience of my life, because even thinking about it, in 2 weeks time this is going to be my son's second birthday, and it's been a journey. 2 weeks before I went into labor, I was in court fighting a sexual abuse case from when I was 11 years old. It's not been an easy journey, but I'm here, and I'm just grateful that I've learned how to find my strength in myself, because that's all I needed. I would have crumbled if I didn't. And so I'm literally here to just be a real life example, not even example, proof that you can rebuild yourself. You can stand up again. You can be strong again. And this is not cliche, because this is real life. I'm not I genuinely do not want to be those people that like, because everyone's a coach, everyone's a speaker, everyone can do all this kind of stuff, but there's no depth to it because you haven't actually actualized the things that you're talking about in real life. I'd never want to be that person, like, because it has to be authentic. You have to be able to see, actually, she's done it. Like, she's doing it in real. She's doing it right now. Like, that's more authentic. That resonates more. So, thank you guys. That's amazing. Be proud. Be very proud. Taking what was meant to break you to make. Yes. Like, I don't like, it's all perception, and that is the most important thing. Like, it's perception in the process of me literally being broken, because I've only just separated from these mental health people, like only been managed to get away from them last year July. um and even then, I was lucky to even have got away. But it's a thing where it's like, yeah, I'm making myself now. Like, I'm building myself, I'm trusting myself, I see truth in myself, and it's just about learning how to be able to unravel that on a very real level every single day. So yeah, let me kind of go back to these notes. I kind of went on a little tangent. um, Let me see. Yeah, there's no veil right now, so things are gonna begin to seem really crazy, really glitchy, really, really glitchy. If you guys have seen my glitch video, yeah, a lot of that kind of stuff. And remember, I said that this, what I experienced with that whole mental health situation, was like a prelude to what I knew was going to hit in 2020. This is real life bird box. Mercury retrograde in Pisces. This is bird box. So this is why I'm saying, be grounded and deal with your stuff, because your shadows can literally reflect back to you, and you can literally drive yourself crazy and be like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And that's not what's actually happening. It's literally just your illusion that's being reflected back to you. Avion says, also people tend to place teachers or speakers in the truth community on a pedestal, and then when you seem to go off strict, that's all when. Yeah, this is what I mean. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, there is no space for you to be able to be yourself. You have to. It's really everyone holding you to the account of being what they expect you to be, rather than what you feel you're to be. Because this was my battle. Like, this is why I speak about authenticity a lot, because my battle was literally people, my family, church, all of these different, mostly my family, trying to mold me in a box of what they expected me to be, and me being like, no, I think this is what's right. Like, do you know what I mean? This is me. I came here. I came to Earth sovereign, of my own right. I came here sovereign with my own purpose. I think I should know what I came here for. Like, you don't need to tell me. But that's how it goes. So yeah, this is a time where a lot of stuff may be coming up from your past and from your childhood right now. And this is what I mean about the whole fragmented um fragments that are coming up at the moment. Oh, you're Trini as well. Caribbean. Yeah, so yeah, inner child healing. There could be some messages from the past, there could be some letters that come back from the past. Or people that communicate from your past. There's been a lot of that's been coming up for me recently. Um, inner child healing. So this is, as I said, this is where you have to learn to be strong and learn to be able to help yourself. So visualization. Visualize yourself as the child. So whatever these unconscious things that are coming up, begin to visualize yourself as the child in the situation, and begin to rescue yourself. Begin to tell your inner child, okay, I wasn't here at this time because I didn't know how to be able to protect you. I didn't know how to be able to love you. I didn't know how to be able to allow you to express yourself, so that you could be heard too. I didn't know how to be able to do that, but now I'm here. I'm here. I'm just here. And just take time to just spend some time with your inner child. Appreciate yourself. Begin to use that as a sense of healing. Avion says, are you okay with cutting people off? Oh yeah, I'm so good with cutting people off. It's just that I'm very careful of my process of cutting people off. Am I cutting them off because I want it is bringing up something that I want to be able to avoid, or is it something that needs to be cut off? Is it toxic to me, or am I actually deflecting the toxicity? Because this is often something that can actually happen. You can deflect the toxicity that you're actually placing in a situation, but deflect it onto another person and be like, oh yeah, that person's toxic, I need to cut them out. No, you need to cut yourself out. You're the one who's toxic. So it's all about again, perspective and the balance in how you process that. This may be a good time for a social media detox as well, because people on social media don't know how to be able to communicate effectively. They don't know how to communicate void of triggers. Everyone's triggered. Everyone, oh my gosh, it's actually really wild. I don't have time for it. I really don't have time for it. I genuinely, my level of tolerance, I thought it was increasing, but no, it's gone all the way down. So you may need to retreat, and like I said, spend more time in the creative realms, creating. If you're a musician, start creating. This is just a beautiful time. This is a beautiful emotional intelligence, you being able to begin to understand your feelings, creating that into art. That's powerful. Spoken word artists, they have the amazing ability to be able to do that. Singers, even musicians. My dad is a saxophonist, for anyone who doesn't know. This is where I kind of got a lot of this musical stuff. But he literally loses himself and immerses himself in his saxophone, and you can feel it, right? But this is where I get it through my voice when I sing. You feel when I sing, because I'm actually singing with the understanding of everything I've been through, and infusing that into the music, so you feel the impact of that, right? So this is a perfect time to just be in that realm, whether you're an artist, whether you do art or not, because we all are creative. We just don't allow ourselves to actually engage and indulge in our creative elements of ourselves. It's the inner child, giving your inner child space to play. So maybe just do some painting. Maybe you need to bring up maybe this would bring up stuff from your past, from your childhood, and just begin to act as a place for you to begin to process all of the stuff that you've never allowed yourself to actually process. Oh, so yeah, as I said, definitely pay attention this time. This Mercury retrograde. I had two people on the same day, my partner and a friend, um, and someone else who literally was burgled on the same day. Right, and this is what Mercury retrograde can actually bring, and especially with Pisces, it's that whole kind of secretive kind of type energy. So, double check your keys, make sure you haven't left your keys in the car, in the door. Make sure that, just double check everything, make sure your wallet's not falling out of your pocket. Just really be really mindful. And remember, I said this is why a lot of people say don't sign contracts and stuff, because Mercury retrograde, yeah, it can bring a lot of confusion. So I've even had this in myself. I've had to double check my calendar. I give someone a date to book something, and I'm like, hold on, I double booked myself. I have like 3 other things on that day. What made me think? Like, how did I oversee that? You can overlook very simple things because you're not really focused in this time. So you definitely want to be very, very careful, and make sure you're not allowing yourself to be left naive. Yeah, so this is a perfect time for manifestation. Again, your thoughts, your unconscious thoughts is going to be the fuel for whatever you're manifesting. So this is why you definitely want to pay attention to your thoughts. This is a time where you're probably going to be birthing new projects. Perfect time to birth a new project right now. I know they say Mercury retrograde, don't literally fall in the trap where people say retrograde and da 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 da, like that's everything you're not gonna do. Like it's it's more deeper than that. Like just do whatever you feel led to do. Like, I launched my True Self project in Mercury retrograde, and it's probably a powerful time to be able to do that, so everything however you feel. Yeah, so with this whole manifestation thing, this is like where spirit and the mind is coming together to be able to have a conversation. And this is why, like, Aries rising is really profound in terms of their ideas, because of the connection that they're able to have between their spirit and their mind, and how it fuses together and it just becomes one force that is just expressed. So, that expression then creates a physical manifestation, which is Taurus. That is the manifestation, the shaping, the pottering. And this is Taurus is like the potter and the clay. They use this references in the Bible where it says that God is the potter. You are creator. This is where you're able to shape certain things in your life. You definitely want to be paying attention to all of the messages around you. You can get messages from anything. One thing I've been doing a lot is, speak to the buildings. Buildings, what can you teach me about standing tall and standing stable? Trees, what can you teach me about cycles and regeneration and being grounded? What can you teach me about roots? What can you teach me about foundations? What can you teach me about air and breath and breathing and all of these different types of things? Like, sun, what can you teach me about abundance? As you shine on everyone and you're able to just bless everyone with your rays, like, what can you teach me about abundance? Like, moon, what can you teach me about being consistent in every phase? Palm trees, what can you teach me about bending in hurricanes and not breaking? Have you noticed a palm tree never breaks? It's actually like it's I can't remember what it is, but it has some kind of TNT in the actual trunk of the thing, and you can't break a palm tree. All a palm tree does is sway. So in the biggest hurricanes or whatever, it's not gonna break. That's a lesson that I need to learn. How do I not break? How do I just sway? And this is a time where you can you can learn from everything around you. You know, if you actually just take a moment to pay attention. There's a song that I love from Pocahontas. Um, what's it? You will understand. Um, it's literally where I'll post it on my community tab, but it's literally where the ships are coming in, and the mother. This is where the grandmother Shri is speaking. It's like, listen to everything around you. Um, you know, Earth speaks, like God speaks through everything, you know, around you. It speaks through the birds, it speaks through, you know, the waters, the streams, everything, but we just don't pay attention. Um, so this is a time you really want to just dedicate some time to just pay attention, appreciate these things, and just gain some knowledge and absorb that. So when Mercury does go direct, you can integrate these into your everyday life. So I'm hoping that this gave you a bit of clarity about the energies. Before I come off, let me know if you have any questions, and then I can answer them before I do come off. Me, Ty says writing has service to me now. Yeah, you definitely would. It would come up. Writing again is another um connection to Mercury. I would definitely recommend free writing in this time, you know, like literally, and even if you can't free write, because free writing is literally, you're not thinking about the words that you're saying, you're just allowing it to just flow on the paper. You're not allowing your pen to come off the paper. So if you don't have any words to say, you're writing the same last word over and over again until you get a word. And what this is doing is just teaching you to kind of override that mechanism in your brain, that um mechanism in your brain that uh kind of, yeah, overrides things. um Jay's Nest, what's your favorite way to connect with fire? I actually love to actually create like a bonfire, or even you can do it with a plane, with a plane. You can do it with a candle. I love fire. Just staring at it, and just, even as I used to do it, especially with dance, I used to leave like a flame and like dance and like see myself like becoming the flame. Like that used to charge a lot of energy for me, and I was like always really in fact, last I remember when I discovered that ability to be able to do that straight after that, that's when the whole mental health things happened. So I knew I was getting into battle, and I knew I had to charge something in me. So I I do actually attribute me getting through that, being connected to me actually doing a ritual connected with fire at that time, as it really helped to awaken the fire within me at that time. So, you know, however you feel led to be able to connect to it, you can actually stare at the flame, um, or you could literally stare literally just to the, so the flame is here, and stare at the side. You can do that. There's loads of different things you can do, you know. Be innovative. Chaos magic is the most powerful form of magic when it's just coming from you. But yeah, those are the ways that I found to be able to connect with fire. I probably should do a video about the elements. I know I've got loads of videos I still need to do and I still got to finish off the astrology series. Like I said, if anyone who's on this live, if any of you guys do video editing and would love to be able to help me out, I would really appreciate it, because your girl's struggling here. I would like to be able to remain consistent, but as you know, running a business and being a mom and all of that kind of stuff, it does become very intense at times. And I do want to be able to break up from having like lives and uploaded content, and I'm having to edit everything on my phone because I still don't actually have a proper laptop, as you guys know. So if you guys would actually like to contribute towards my laptop fund as well, I would appreciate that, under my PayPal. You can find that under Soul Reconnection on PayPal. Also, I do have my GoFundMe for my chartered branded strategy course. I'm looking to go down the chartered route to become a branding strategist, and a lot of this I can really incorporate into everything I'm doing. And what I'm really trying to do is merge personal branding with self-discovery, which is, I feel like, something that is necessary and something that's like a real big gap in the market. So Logical Mermaid says, I'll help you, hit me up. Oh girl, you don't understand how my heart's beating right now, because I'm just like, oh, I needed that. Yeah, send me an email, soulreconnectioninfo@gmail.com. That's soulreconnectioninfo at gmail.com. You should be able to find it on the thingy. Yeah, send me an email. I would really appreciate that, because yo, this is all crazy. But I'm gonna get ready to go because baby's gonna be coming back shortly, and I still gotta cook some dinner. So it's been great talking with you guys. If you guys do have any more questions, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Let me know how you've been finding this energy. Let me know what's been coming up for you. I was actually supposed to do a card reading, but I'll do it another time because this has been a long live already. It's already an hour and 15 minutes. Share this video to someone who you feel will need this video, whatever, all that kind of good stuff. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the other side.